Dhanabat Pranam Mataji.
Very nice you sing.
Thank you.
Okay. So we are in the 63rd chapter, Ayodhya Kand. Very important chapter. Where Dasharatha, in the previous chapter we saw that Dasharatha, he tried to console Kausalya. And in this way, Dasharatha is asking actually forgiveness also. At the same time, Dasharatha is asking for the mercy from Kausalya. At least she should understand him. And he then sleeps at night. But when he wakes up, he woke up with complete anxious thought. Then he recalled, oh, what earlier I had done a sin. This is a Shravan Katha. He recalls that there was a story of a young ascetic he tells a story to Kausalya. He says that while he was prince in Ayodhya, he went for hunting. At the time, what happened? He heard the sound of a hermit boiling his pitcher with water by submerging it in Saryu river. So he thought that there may be some elephant. So he arrow, but it hurt this boy and he was mortally wounded. Then he approached the victim. He saw that this boy is now angry. He felt very hurt also. And then he asked apology to this hermit, who asked him to extract the arrow from his body and inform his parents. The boy died soon after the arrow was drawn out of the body. So till here, the story is there. And then in the next class, next sarga, how Dasharatha goes to Shravan's father and mother and they curse him. So all these things he is now able to remember. So let us see this chapter. This chapter has 56 verses, which will go today and tomorrow. Pratibhutto muhurtena shoka upahata chetanah atha raja dashatah sa chintam abhyapadyata. So the king awakened after some time. His mind was in grief. When a person is in grief, he cannot even sleep properly. He'll try to sleep, again because of some thought, he'll get up. So he got up with an anxious thought. And what was his anxious thought? Chintam. Rama Lakshmanayo chaiva vivasat vasava upamam avivesha upasarga tam tamah suryam iva asuram. Now, after banishing Ram and Lakshman, Vivasat, due to exile, they had been sent to exile. So Upasarga, a great calamity, it fell on Dashratha. So it was equal in strength to Indra, like sun seized by Tamaha. Tamaha means obscurity, which is attributed to them and Rahu. So in this way, when there is Rahu Dasha, even Indra's teja goes away. In the same way, generally it is said Rahu Dasha, Rahu Ketu Dasha, they are not good. So such type of Dasha comes, then all the tej also goes away, all the power goes away. So in the same way here also, Dashrata's power, everything was completely gone. Sabharye nirgate rame kausalyam kosaleshwarah vivakshur sita pangam smrugva dushkrutamatmanah. So Rama, along with his wife, he departed to the forest. And Dasharatha is recollecting the earlier sin what he had done to Kausalya. He is telling all these things to Kausalya. Sa raja rajanim shashtim rame pravrjite vanam ardharatre dashatah samsmaran dushkrutam kutam. So Rama has gone to the forest. And King Dasharatha, now it's sixth night. At midnight he is waking up. Just see, he could not even sleep properly. It is sixth day. Okay, first day, second day, the grief is there. But even on the sixth day, Dasharatha is not able to sleep, is completely in agony. So then he is recollecting, because this mistake he had done when he was a young prince. At the time he was not married also. He was a young prince at that time. So that time what he had done the sin long ago, that he recollected. He says, Saraja putra shokarta smaran dushkrutamatmanah kausalyam putra shokartam idam vachanam abravit. So he was in grief for his son. He recollected the sin, spoke the following words to Kausalya. She was also suffering from the sorrow for her son. Generally, when a person gets some dukkha, so the same person, what he does, he recollects. He doesn't blame anybody. That is how the Vedic culture teaches. The Vedic culture teaches is when somebody is having some misery, he should immediately, what mistake he has done. Have I insulted somebody? Have I done some Vaishnava Aparadh? Oh, have I done this? Have I done that? Or have I insulted my parents? Or have I spoken something wrong to my friends? So because whatever misery or whatever we are experiencing, that is all because of some mistakes we have done. Something done in this time, this lifetime, or maybe something done in the previous lifetime, which we cannot remember. But an intelligent person is one who tries to blame himself for whatever sorrow or unhappiness he is experiencing. So that is the intelligence of a sane person. So here now he is blaming himself. He is not blaming Kaikai also. He is not blaming anybody. He is blaming now himself. He is recollecting, oh, this is because of my sin. I am now suffering. That he is now speaking the following words to, and he is going to tell all these things to Kausalya. Yadacharati kalyani shubham va yadi va ashubham tat eva lavate badre karta karmajam atmanah. O Kalyani, O blessed lady, O Badre, O gracious one. He says, a doer reaps surely the fruit of his own deeds, corresponding to the nature of work, either good or bad, of that what he does. So this is what is an intelligent person. This is what is Vedic culture, which teaches whatever reaction we are getting, that is nothing but the fruit of whatever action we have done. So he says, Guru Lagavam Arthanam Arambe Karmanam Phalam Dosham Vayo Najanati Sabalaiti Uchyate. Arambhe. So when a person does an activity, he actually does not consider what type of fruit he is going to get or what is the defect of even accruing them. So if he doesn't see what will be consequences of his activity, then that person is actually a fool. That is why whenever we do something, we should always first consider what consequences or what impact it is going to have on our life. That is known as intelligent person. If a person just does an activity without thinking about what will be the consequences, then that person is actually a foolish person. Kaschit amravanam chitva palasam na nishinchanti pushpam drishtva phale grundhu sa shochati fala agame. So if anyone who after seeing big flowers or charming flowers greedily desires their large fruits and nourishes palash trees, by cutting off a mango grove, he will come to grief after bearing of their fruit. So somebody thinks, oh, Palash is going to give me a wonderful flower, and then from that flower, a wonderful fruit is going to come. Because he saw a big flower in Palash, and this fool saw a small flower in a mango tree. But then he thinks, oh, Palash is going to give me big flower, that means big fruit. This mango has a small flower. If you have seen a mango flower, so that mango flower, how it is, it's a small flower, a very small flower. How can a small flower give me a big fruit? So in that greediness, what he does, he cuts the mango tree. Then what will happen? He will come to grief because he cannot, because mango naturally, it is going to give a wonderful amravan. Amravan is mango groups. So that is how one has to understand the consequences of their activities. Abhigyaya phalam yohi karma tvevanu शोचेत फल वेळायां यथा किंशुक सेचकः. If he just does an action without understanding the result or without knowing the result, what will happen? He will only come to grief. As a nourisher of kimshuk trees coming to grief at the time of their fruit bearing. So various types of trees have been given, and what type of fruits they bear. Generally, nowadays in societies, if you see, they just plant the trees, but there are in trees also auspicious trees, inauspicious trees. So in the Vedic culture, if you really want to have a wonderful Vastu, then auspicious trees are planted. And in that, mango also comes as an auspicious tree. Palash also comes, no doubt. But then, if you just see the size of the flowers, and if you think, oh, mango is giving a small size flower, then cut the mango. So that is how here it has been told. The one has to know the consequences of his action. So aham mamravanam chitva palasham nyashechayam ramam palagame tyaktva pashtat shochami durmati. Then what I did, I nourished ash tree and cut off the mango. That is how, being wicked-minded in abandoning Rama at the time of arrival of fruit, I am lamenting thereafter. Because he wanted to coronate Rama. And that is the time he is actually going to yield the fruit. But what he did, he cut off that mango tree, or he abandoned Rama. And in this way, he nourished Palash tree. So in this way here, the consequences is, I heard, the reason is I heard Kaikai's word and I just cut off Rama by abandoning him. Labda shabdena kausalye kumarena dhanushmata kumara shabdavethi maya papam idam krutam. So he says, when I was a young man, at that time I did a sin. I was having bow and arrow and I shot an object which I did not actually see. I shot that object by an arrow. Tad idam me anusampraptam devi dukkham swayam krutam sammohat iha balena yathasyat bhakshitam visham. So now what happened? When I did that activity, that is actually befalling on me. Because that grief, what I gave to somebody, that is now counteracting. It is now acting upon me. Because a boy in ignorance eating poison in the world, it is like a boy in ignorance eating poison in the world, O Kausalya. So at that time I was not aware. I did that work and I forgot. But that actions, the reactions are now coming upon me. Like out of ignorance, a person eats poison. Then what will happen? He cannot say, I was not knowing it is poison. But the reaction is going to come. We don't know it is poison. Okay, we took it. So then what will happen? Reactions will come. So that is why Intelligent person should be careful of what he is doing. Every activity has consequent reactions, consequent impact. So you have to be very careful. यथान्यः पुरुषः कश्चित् पलाशैर्मोहितो भवेत् एवं ममापि विज्ञातं शब्दवेद्यमयं फलम्. So the other man became disillusioned by Palash tree. I also became disillusioned without knowing accurately the correct result of hitting a target by means of sound. So he heard some sound and he hit an arrow. Devya anudha tvam lab abhavo yuvarajo bhavamyaham tattat pravrung anuprata mada kama vivardhini. So Kausalya, you were unmarried till then, and I was the prince regent. And he was also not married. Then came the rainy season, which enhanced excitement and desire for hunting. So it was a rainy season. Upasya hi rasan bahumans taptva cha jagat amshubi pareta acharitam bhimam ravir avishate disham. So the sun, partaking fluids from earth and warming the world with its air, entered the terrible southern quarter haunted by spirits. So Ashubha time has been mentioned, like some inauspicious time has been mentioned. Ushnam antara dadhe sadhya dadrushire ghana tatha jarushire sarve bhekasaranga barhinaha. Suddenly he disappeared and there was cloud in the sky. Snigdaha ghanaha, cloud in the sky. So much of cloud was seen. And then the cuckoos, the frogs, peacocks, they were all full of joy. Klinna pakshotara snataha kruchra divavatarinaha vrishti vatavadhutakran padapanabhi pedire. So the birds with moistened top of their wings as if they bathed reached with great difficulty the trees, the tops of which were shaken off by rain and wind. So in this way the birds, that all the descriptions has been given. And then patitena ambasa channaha patamanena cha asakrutah abhabhau mattah sarangah toyarashir iva achalah. So enveloped by water falling again and again on the water already fallen, the mountain with its antelopes in rut glowed like an ocean. So rainy season, naturally there will be a lot of waterfall. Then Panduranurna Varnani Sro Otamsi Vimalani Api Susrurge Giridhatubhya Sabhasmani Bhujangavat. So the water streams were very clear. They looked like the snakes, serpentine, Bhujangavat. And it was very clear, white and red colors. Pandu, Arunaha. Pandu refers to white, Aruna refers to red. So there's a mixture. And also, this water was with ashes and mountain minerals on the way. So naturally, the mountain waterfall always has nice, good minerals. Akularunatoyani sro otamsi vimalanyapi unmarga jalavahini babhur jaladagame. So the water was crystal clear. Then it became churned with the reddish water and then carrying the water by a wrong way after the onset of rain. Tasmin nati sukhe kale dhanushman ishuman rathi vyayama krutasamkalpa sarayum Bhagam Nadim. So the desire came in the heart of Dasharatha that he should go for hunting. It was a very nice season. So he went along the Sarayu river in a chariot, wearing bow and arrows. Nipane mahisham ratra gajam va abhyagatam dadim anyam va shvapadam kanchit jingasur ajita indriyah tam tansmista tatra hame kante ratro vivritah karmukah. So now, without my senses under control, and with an intent to kill there a wild buffalo or an elephant or any other wild animal coming in the night, at that place, the purpose of drinking water, I was ready with my bow at a solitary place. So actually, he wanted to enjoy that rainy season. He thought at night some animal will come, some wild animal will come to drink water. So this is a hobby actually. For a Kshatriya, the hobby is to go and hunt. So if some climate they like it, that is a hobby, they go and hunt. So out of that desire, he just means here it is said, without my senses under control. Yes. Whenever such type of desires come, it is sense gratification. Even if a person has some hobby and likes to do something which he likes, this is known as prayas. Prayas means what I like to do. Shreyas means what is good for me or what is advice for me. Prayers means what I feel good, where the focus is I, what I like to do. So then what happens that prayers gives wrong consequences. So here the senses were not under control. Tatraham samvrutam vanyam atavam stiramagatam anyam chapi mrugam hinstram shabdam shrutva bhupagatam. So what happened? Hearing that sound, I started running towards it, a wild animal. Then I came across the bank of the Sarayu river, another wild beast too, which came there. Then what happened? Atha andakare tu ashrausham jale kumbhasya paryatah achakshur vishaye ghosham varanasya iva nartatah. So it was very dark, andakare. And I was not able to actually see it properly also. Achakshur vishaye. It was not to the reach of vision. It was beyond. I just heard the sound. It was like the picture has been, it is like kumbhasya puryataha, like how fills the picture. Like that I felt that there is an elephant which is making this sound. Like a pot is filled with water. Such type of sound was coming. So I guessed whether it must be some elephant. So this is known as guesswork. So some may guess like this. So even guessworks also never can be having. We cannot have a faith on our guess. That is also here given. Like you have pratyaksha praman, then you have anuman praman. Pratyaksha means what you see. Anuman means what you guess. We may guess anything, but every anuman may not be true. So here anuman praman. So here he is just guessing. What is he guessing? Oh, there may be some elephant there. Tata aham sharam uddhuta diptam ashi visha upamam shabdam prati gajaprepsur vilakshya tvapatayam. So now, with an intent to kill that elephant, I drew a shiny arrow resembling a serpent and targeted towards the direction, sound, and discharged it. So this is one of the kala also. Just hearing the sound and shooting the arrow. This is one of the art. So the Kshatriyas, they like to master their art, and they are allowed also. This hunting is allowed for a Kshatriya because Naturally, if an enemy makes a sound, just by hearing the sound, a person can focus and kill the enemy. Then that is some of the arts which are taught. Like a person has to join an army. So naturally, training is given. So such type of training is taken by the Kshatriyas. So now he discharged it. Amunjam nishitam banam ahamashi visha upamam tatra va ushasi vakta radhur asidvana okasah ha ha iti patah toye banabhi hata marmanah. He says, I released a sharp arrow which was resembling Ashivishopamam, which was resembling a serpent. And at dawn, arose a distinct voice, ha, ha, of a forest inhabitant dropping down in water after his vital part was hit by an arrow. You could hear that sound. Immediately what happened? Tasminni patite वागभूत तत्र मानुषी कथम अस्मद्विधे सशस्त्रम निपतेतु tapasvini. So this arrow attacked a human, and that is why he could hear, oh, how a weapon did rush upon an ascetic like me. So what voice he heard? I am a tapasvi. Why somebody has to kill me? Why this weapon came and hurt me? प्रवीविक्तां नदीं रात्रा उदाहार अहम् आगतः इषुणा अभिहतकेन कस्य वा किं कृतमया. So he could hear all these things. The person is speaking there. Oh, I came to the river, which is away from habitation. I just came here to fetch some water. Who hurt me? Who hit me by this arrow? Or what I have done some wrong? Have I done some mistake to somebody? Just see again how this Vedic culture is so wonderful. Here, this boy got hurt and he is asking to himself, why did I get hurt? Did I hurt somebody? So in this way, Dasharatha could hear all this. Rusherhi न्यस्तदण्डस्य वने वन्येन जीवतः कथं नु शस्त्रेण वधो मद् विद्धस्य विधीयते. He says, I am just a sage, Rishi. I am a sage like me, who just lives on some fruits and roots of wild plants in the forest. Why did somebody has to kill me? Why somebody has to kill me? And that too with an arrow. What did I do what did I do wrong? I am just a simple person taking some fruits and roots. So what mistake I have done? Why such thing has happened unto me? Jata bharatarasya eva falkala ajinavasasah ko vadhena mamarthi syat kim va asya apakrutam maya. He says, who is desiring to kill me? Kahasyat vadhena. Who wants to kill me? I am just having some jata. I don't have anything. Jata bhara rudharasyam. I am just a simple person having locks of hair and just having some bark of trees as the clothing. What harm I have done to somebody? Or what I possess also? I don't have anything also. So what benefit a person is going to get by killing me? Emam nishvalam arabdham kevalanartha samhitam na kaschit sadhu manyeta yatheva gurutalpagam. So kevala anartha samhitam. What use objective or what nishvalam there is what activity a person has done. Why he should do this? no one will admire him, because this act is actually an useless act. So whoever has done this, na manyate, he will not be admired by anybody. As for instance, like any man seeking the bed of his preceptor's wife as good, like spiritual master's wife, if somebody has a wrong eye on him, then that is not good. Nobody is going to admire. Same way, naham tatha anushochami jivita shayam atmanah mataram pitaram cha ubhav anushochami mad vidhe. Says, I do not worry for death. Anyhow, I am a sage, and the sage is not bothered for his death. But I am worrying for my parents, both for my mataram and pitara, both for my parents. What will happen after I die? Tad etan mithunam vruddham chirakala bhrutam maya mai panchavam apanne kamapurtim vartaishyati. So how are they going to sustain? What type of livelihood they will have? Who is going to maintain them after me? Who is going to support them? Can they support themselves? When they hear my death, can they leave also? Vruddhau cha mata pitara va aham cha eka ishuna hata. I am the only son. And then if I am killed, it said, I and my aged parents are killed by a single arrow. Actually, it is not just he has killed me. He is actually got the arrow unto my father and mother also. Kenasma nihata sarve subalena akruta atmana. So this person has no self-control. He is a foolish person. Actually, he has killed everyone. He has killed me and he has killed my parents also. Tam giram karunam shutva mama dharma anukankshinaha tarabhyam sasharam chapam vyathitasya apatat bhuvi. So Dashrata could hear all these pitiable words. And Dashrata always for dharma. He was always for dharma. Dharma anukankshinaha. His intent is always on righteousness. He was not a bad person. He always had intention to follow dharma. So that is why he was vyathitasya. He also felt the distress. Bow and arrow immediately fell down from his hands. Anpatat chapam sasharam. Then Tasyaham karunam shutva nishilalpato bahu sambrantah shokavegena brushamasa vichetanaha. So when he heard this pathetic cry, shutva karunam, weeping profusely during the night, I became unconscious frequently. Even Dashrata started crying. He could hear that pathetic cry, yet Dashrata also started crying. And in this way, again and again, he was becoming unconscious. And in this way, he was also completely bewildered. Tam desham mahamagamya dina sattva sudurmanah apashyan nishunatire sayyatapasam atam vakirna chatabharam aviddhakara shodakam Pasushonitadhigdhangam Shayanam Shalyapeditam. So now Dina Sattvaha, he was so distressed in mind, was completely in sorrow. Then he reached to that place and he saw this ascetic was hit by the arrow at the bank of Saryu river. His hairs were scattered. He was filling the water that even the pot was thrown aside. And there was complete blood everywhere. His limbs were anointed with sand and blood. And in this way, he was lying down. He was hurt by the arrow. Samam udvikshya netrabhyam trastam aswastha chetasam iti uvacha vachah kruram didakshanna iva tejasa. So now, looking up with his eyes as if going to scorch with his glory. Now, when Dashrata went there, this boy looked at Dashrata as if he's going to burn him. And it actually was terrific because he himself was so sick in his mind. He looked at Dashrata and in this way he spoke very harsh words. Kim tava aprakrutam rajan vane nivasata maya jihirsheur ambho gurva artham yad aham taditah tvaya. He said, I was carrying water for my parents. Why did you hit me? What harm have I done to you? And in this way, I am just residing in this forest. Why did you hit me with your arrow? Ekena khalu banena marmani abhihate mai dvavandhau nihatau vruddhau mata janayita chame. By a single arrow, you know what you have done. You have not only killed me, you have killed my parents also because they are blind and they are aged also. Andhau vruddhau. Now they don't have anybody. I am the only son. You have killed me, not only me, you have killed my parents. Tau nunam durbalavandhau mat patik pipasitau chiram asha krutam drushnam kashtam sandharayishyatah. So both of them, they are weak, they are blind, and they are thirsty also. Now, they must be waiting for me. They must have refrained their thirst with difficulty. So now initially their anxiety was they were thirsty. Now their anxiety is I have not gone there in time. So naturally they must be expecting my arrival. They must be waiting for me. So in that they must have controlled their thirst. And that too with difficulty, they are blind, they are weak, they are aged. Nanunam tapaso va asti phalayoga shrutasya va pita yanmam na janati shayanam patitam bhuvi. So surely my father's religious austerities or sacred knowledge have not given any fruit. Because my father does not have information about me having fallen down and lying on the ground. So we have done a lot of austerity, but what result we have got? We have not got any fruit of any of the austerities we have done. Even the sacred knowledge in this way is so much in agony. He is not fearing the death, but he is fearing the consequences. What is going to happen after his death to his father and mother? जानन्नपि च किं कुर्यात् अशक्तिरपरिक्रमः सिद्ध्यमानम् इव अशक्तः त्रातुं मन्यो नगो नगम्. So my father is so disabled. He cannot even walk around. Even if he knows like a tree unable to protect another tree which is being cut off. So it is like both are so disabled. Who is going to protect them? And even if they come to know also what they are going to do, nobody is there to protect them. So if there is a tree which is unable to protect another tree which is being cut off, so this tree has been cut off, what protection it can give to another tree? In the same way, my father himself is so disabled. What protection he can give to my mother? So in this way, and then now I am so disabled. What protection can I give to my parents? Pitus tvam me gatva shigram achakshva raghava gatva manuddahet kruddho vanam vahni iva editah. So what would Dashrata do? One thing, at least you go and tell my father. You go alone first. Go alone. You alone tell my father. Don't tell my mother. At least go and tell my father, so that he will not scorch you by his anger as a forest is scorched by a flame of fire. My father has done so much of austerity and he has the capacity to burn you. So first you go and tell my father in a very pacifying way. Yam ega padirajan yata me pituraha ashramah tam prasadaya gatva tvam natvam sa kupitah chape. Now follow this footpath which will lead to my father's hermitage, ashrama. After going there, obtain his prasadaya, that means obtain his mercy first, or he will get angry and burn you. So first you go and first obtain his mercy. See, even at this hour of his death also, this hermit, this sage is thinking about the welfare of Dashrata, who actually became the cause of his death. That is known as the sage's qualities. The sage is not thinking about him. The sage is thinking about his father and mother. The sage is also thinking about Dashrata, because the act what Dashrata has done should not give him some wrong consequences. Because he knows Dashrata has not done it intentionally. He came to know that Datta is a person who is having the intention to follow on Dharma. That is why here the sage is worried about the consequences which Dashrata has to face. Vishalayam kurumam rajan marmame nishita sharaha runadhi mrudusa utsedham tiramambu rayo yatha. O king, do one thing and then go. Just remove this arrow from my body, because it is giving me more pains in my vital part. So just remove this arrow. Sashalya klishyate praneir vishalyo vinashishyati iti mama vishanchinta tasya shalya pakarshane. So Dashrata, he was extracting the arrowhead from him. At that time, a thought entered in his mind. With the arrowhead in his body, he will suffer, even though surviving. But after extracting the arrowhead, he will die. But now two things. If he has to remove the arrow, then he will die. And if he just keeps the arrow, then he will suffer more. Dukhitasya cha dinasya mama shokaturasya cha Lakshyamasa hrudaye chintam muni sudatada. Then the son of the sage perceived worry in the heart of myself, who was lamenting pitiably, suffering from anguish in this way. When Dashrata also was crying and he was also helpless, Tamyaman samam dukkha duvacha paramartavat sidamano vivrutango veshtamano gatah shayam. So then, Sidamanaha, Sidanti, Sidamanaha. He was sinking in despondency, that means he was in the misery and he was completely in distress. Limbs were in agony, coiling around himself. At the end of the life, and extremely, it was very painful also. It was painful not only to him, it was painful to me also. In this way, his end was near, and it was really a pathetic condition. And in that, he spoke to me as follows with great difficulty. संस्तभ्य धैर्येण स्थिरचित्तो भवाम्यहम् ब्रह्महत्या कृतं पापं हृदयादपनीयताम्. No, he spoke. So he has done, he said, suppressing my grief with firmness. I am becoming stable-minded. Let the torment in your heart caused by the thought of your having killed Brahmana be removed. So because now there is a thought which has come into Dashrata's heart. If I remove the arrow, this Brahmana will be killed. So naturally it will be a Brahmahatya. And if I keep this arrow, he will be suffering more. He said, I have become now, my mind is completely stable. And you are also in grief, I can understand. But you don't worry. All these thought which you have got, I have killed a Brahmana, this Brahmatya is going to, some dosha is going to happen. So such thoughts also, just give it up, remove it. So let there be no agony in your mind. O Rajan, na dujatira aham, I am not a Brahmana. So come out of all these thoughts also. I am born through a Shudra woman by a Vaishya. So if you have thought that I am a Brahmana and I have done a Brahmanatya, then let that thought also go away. Shudraya must be Vaishyena Jataha Janapada Adipaha. I am not a Brahmin, I am just a Shudra born. I am born through a Shudra woman by a Vaishya. Iti iva vadataha Krushat Bana Abhihata Marmana. So in this way, while he was speaking in this manner, his vital part, which was hit by the arrow and he was rolling on the ground, now it was exerting himself and it was troubling him. So what Dashrata did? He drew out that arrow from him, and the sage looked up towards Dashrata in fear, and he gave his life. Jahu pranam. Iti iva vadataha krishnan bana abhihata marmanaha vighurnata vicheshtasya vepa machasya bhutale tasya tu anamyamanasya tam balam aham uddharam tasya tvanamyamanasya tam balam aham uddharam. So when Dashrata was extracting that arrow, removing that arrow from his body, it was so painful. This ascetic was actually rolling on the ground. It was too painful, but then when it was removed, he just looked at Dashrata and gave up his prana. Jala ardagatram tu vilapya kurchan marmavarnam samtatam ucchasantam tatha saryavam tam aham shayanam tamikshabhadre subhrusham vishanna. Dashrata tells to Kausalya, Bhadre, oh my dear Kausalya. Seeing him with his body drenched in water, weeping with anguish, unceasing, sighing his breath, with injury in his vital part, and lying down in river Shariu as he was, I became very much grief-stricken. So in this way, when I was in complete grief, so we have completed this chapter. Here ends the 63rd chapter of Ayodhya Kand. So tomorrow we'll do 64th chapter. What happens after this? Hare Krishna.